everybody, it's me, Miss Lisa. Welcome to Create It with Miss Lisa. Today we are going to be making art from shrinkable plastic. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how this process works before I give you instructions on how to create your own beautiful charms known as Shrinky Dinks. Shrinky Dinks were accidentally invented in the 1960s by a woman named Betty Morris, who was looking for crafts to do with a Boy Scout troop. She found an article in a magazine that showed how one could paint a plastic coffee can lid and bake it in the oven on low heat. The lid would shrink, but the painted decoration would remain. Betty Morris eventually turned this idea into big business, creating a craft we know as Shrinky Dinks. She discovered a type of plastic sheeting that would melt in a conventional oven. The plastic sheets you will use today, like those used for the original Shrinky Dinks, are made from polystyrene plastic. When polystyrene plastic is rolled into sheets, the polymers, which are the large molecules that make up the plastic, are stretched out. When this plastic sheet is exposed to low heat, the polymers return to their original size, causing the plastic to shrink. This is the phenomenon you will see today when you put your plastic shapes in the oven. To complete this project, you will need a supply kit from the South Huntington Public Library. Your supply kit includes 3 sheets of shrinkable plastic paper, assorted hardware for clipping or hanging your shapes, and 4 pages of designs you can use if you don't feel like making your own. You have enough supplies in your kit to make at least 6 shapes. You will need to provide a few items from home: a pair of scissors, a hole punch, a pair of needle nose pliers, colored pencils, and a black permanent marker. You will also need a baking sheet and aluminum foil. This project will also involve the use of an oven or toaster oven. Please ask a grown-up for help when it is time to shrink your plastic shapes. You'll notice each sheet of plastic paper has a rough side and a smooth side. You want to be sure that you are tracing and coloring on the rough side. Use your permanent marker to make a design or 2 on the rough side of a sheet of plastic, or you can use the templates in your kit. If you choose to use a template, you should be able to fit 2 shapes on each piece of plastic. Place the plastic over the designs you like and trace them with your permanent marker. Color your designs with colored pencils. Make the colors nice and bright. Cut out each design, leaving a little bit of a border around the black line. Use the hole punch to punch a hole in the top of each shape. Line a baking sheet with a piece of aluminum foil and place your shapes on the foil. Now it's time to grab a grown-up because you are going to need the oven. Heat the oven to 325 degrees. When the oven is warm, slide the tray in and turn on the light. Now, watch what happens. As the plastic warms, those polymers we talked about earlier begin to loosen. As they loosen, the molecular bonds inside them begin to shrink. As the molecular bonds shrink, the plastic will begin to curl. Watch the edges of the shape. Here it goes. The plastic is starting to curl. Don't worry, this is absolutely normal. This is supposed to happen. Now this is the polymers returning to their original size and shape. And when they finally return to their original size and shape, they will cause the plastic to flatten out. Once the plastic stops shrinking, it will flatten up completely. This whole process usually takes 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, you can see they're getting a little bit flatter. Keep an eye on these because when they are completely flat, you'll want to take them out of the oven right away. Looks like the elephant is very flat, but the octopus still has a little bit to go. Okay, that looks really good. So this would be a good time to grab your grown-up and ask your grown-up to take the tray out of the oven. Ask your grown-up to put the baking sheet in a safe place and allow your shapes to cool completely before working with them further. While the shapes are cooling, you can prepare your hardware. Each clip, chain, or piece of cord includes a jump ring, which will be used to attach your shape. You, or a grown-up, will need to use a pair of pliers to open the jump ring just enough to slide your shape onto it. Then use the pliers to carefully squeeze the ends of the jump ring back together. Now your shapes are ready to enjoy as a necklace, or a backpack decoration, or a zipper pull, or anything else you can think of. Well, everybody, thank you so much for crafting with me today. Enjoy your backpack charms, your necklaces, and your keychains, and I hope that you'll craft with me again soon. Take care.